We thoroughly hope you find this event insightful and beneficial as you research the various options of which university do I choose. In the following short video, the rector of the Universidad Europea de Madrid, Dr. Elena Gazapo, will speak about our academic model.
Hola, mi nombre es Elena Gazapo, soy la rectora de la Universidad Europea de Madrid y quiero darte las gracias por estar con nosotros en nuestra jornada de puertas abiertas. Sabemos que estás en un momento muy importante de tu vida. Estás a punto de comenzar una nueva etapa, un futuro que comienza en la elección de universidad, ya sea para cursar una titulación de grado o un ciclo formativo de grado superior. La Universidad Europea está formada por una red de instituciones presentes en Madrid, Valencia, Canarias, Oporto y Lisboa, que comparten una visión única, la visión One University. Con más de 25 años de trayectoria, 25.000 alumnos y más de 80.000 egresados, proporcionamos a nuestros estudiantes una educación integral, formando líderes y profesionales preparados para dar respuesta a las necesidades de un mundo global, para aportar valor en sus profesiones y contribuir al progreso social siempre desde un espíritu emprendedor y de compromiso ético. Nuestro compromiso con nuestros estudiantes se sustenta en un sólido modelo académico eminentemente práctico, que permite conocer la realidad profesional en un entorno global y multicultural donde más del 30% de los estudiantes son internacionales y con acuerdos de intercambios y prácticas en más de 70 países. En la Universidad Europea de Madrid contamos con una amplia oferta formativa en la gran mayoría de las áreas de conocimiento, con más de 200 grados, ciclos formativos de grado superior, posgrados y programas de la Escuela Universitaria Real Madrid Universidad Europea. Nuestra comunidad docente permanece en constante contacto con las profesiones para garantizar una formación a la vanguardia de las necesidades del mercado laboral, lo que se traduce en más de 6.000 acuerdos de colaboración con empresas y con elevadas tasas de empleabilidad cercanas al 90% y con rangos salariales un 40% por encima de la media de universidades privadas. Este contacto con las profesiones también se pone de manifiesto en nuestra oferta académica, en permanente actualización para responder a las necesidades profesionales en diferentes áreas como educación, ingeniería o comunicación, por nombrar algunas de ellas. Además, en los últimos meses ha quedado de manifiesto la importancia del cuidado de la salud como elemento clave para la sociedad. Por eso apoyamos el concepto One Health, una sola salud, una estrategia global que defiende que la salud humana y la salud animal son interdependientes y están vinculadas a los ecosistemas en los que coexisten. Lo concebimos y lo implementamos a través de una nueva propuesta formativa que incluye biomedicina, veterinaria y medio ambiente y sostenibilidad. En la Universidad Europea queremos acompañarte en tu viaje y lo hacemos a través de nuestro modelo académico de aprendizaje experiencial HighFlex, que tiene un enfoque eminentemente práctico que te permitirá adquirir los conocimientos, las competencias y valores adecuados para el desarrollo de tu futura profesión, así como afrontar los retos de la transformación social y digital. Un viaje de aprendizaje en el que contarás con las mejores instalaciones, equipo docente y tecnología para que aprendas haciendo, enfrentándote desde los primeros años de formación a situaciones simuladas y reales del día a día de las profesiones. Un modelo que te permitirá ganar horas de vuelo gracias a la última tecnología en laboratorios y entornos virtuales, contando siempre con la cercanía y la dedicación constante de tus profesores. ¿Quieres saber cómo es el día a día estudiando en la Universidad Europea? Tendrás a tu disposición un campus seguro, con magníficas instalaciones y laboratorios, como Industria 4.0, que cuenta con las principales tecnologías como Internet de las Cosas, ciberseguridad, sensores o Big Data, entre otros, para garantizar un aprendizaje basado en proyectos con el estado del arte de la cuarta revolución industrial. El Human Performance Research Lab, un espacio de última generación para el aprendizaje transdisciplinar sobre los beneficios y usos del ejercicio físico en la salud y en el rendimiento de las personas. O el hospital simulado, para que puedas practicar con las situaciones que viven los profesionales sanitarios, pero en un entorno seguro. El elevado número de profesores que siguen en ejercicio profesional, cuya enseñanza está directamente relacionada con su experiencia laboral, te garantizan una conexión con el mundo real desde el primer año. Además, contarás con aulas dotadas con la última tecnología y podrás hacer uso de diferentes herramientas digitales como entornos de simulación, gamificación, laboratorios virtuales y contenidos digitales de alto valor añadido. Todo ello accesible también fuera del horario de clase para maximizar tus horas de vuelo. Y todo esto en el entorno de nuestros campus seguros, en los que podrás participar en múltiples actividades y exprimir al máximo la vida universitaria. Toda nuestra comunidad universitaria te está esperando para acompañarte en este viaje donde la educación personalizada, el conocimiento humano y la tecnología más avanzada se dan la mano. Te dejo con los equipos de facultades y escuelas que te van a mostrar tu día a día desde las áreas de conocimiento.
Good evening, and welcome to the Universidad Europea de Madrid. My name is Alan Palmer, Director of Academic Orientation, and it is both an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to this open house event, which aims to shed light upon our bachelor's degrees taught 100% in English within the faculties of Biomedical and Health Sciences, as well as Sports Sciences. The bachelor's degrees we will cover this evening are the following: Dentistry, Psychology, Physical Therapy, Sports Management, and Physical Activity and Sports Sciences. Please know that beyond this virtual event, we would be delighted to invite you to our campus in person for you to see up close our classrooms and state-of-the-art installations, like our simulated hospital, our preclinical dentistry laboratory, our structure and function labs equipped with virtual reality glasses, the university's Human Performance Research Lab, our semi-Olympic-sized swimming pools, beach volleyball court, just to name a few. Overall, we are a private international university whose main campus in Madrid is located 15 kilometers to the southwest of the city center, within the town of Villaviciosa de Odón. Please note we do have another smaller, more boutique-style campus in Alcobendas, located in the north of Madrid. I would say our university is characterized and truly driven by our emphasis of learning by doing. That is, a large portion of our degree's curricula take place outside of the traditional classroom, within our on-campus laboratories, workshops, simulation zones, as well as in real-life professional settings, be it a physical therapy clinic, a hospital's intensive care unit, a world-renowned pharmaceutical company, Real Madrid, the Spanish Olympic Committee. Studying at the Universidad Europea is not just a place where you will attend classes, participate in internships, research, and obtain your degree, but rather it is a platform for you to spring into the world with a more globalized, digitalized, and entrepreneurial mentality. We also foster a multicultural environment in which 1 in every 3 students are international. So, aside from introducing you to our distinguished professors, explaining the curricula of the aforementioned degrees, providing an overview of campus life and culture, detailing the admissions process, and answering your questions, I am also aware that many of you will be departing your respective home countries and relocating to Spain to embark on this new chapter. As a foreigner myself, that is one thing that you and I will share in common. Having resided, studied, and worked in Spain for 7 years, I also look forward to talking about the reality of relocating to Spain and forming part of this amazing university community. We thoroughly hope you find this event insightful and beneficial as you research the various options of which university do I choose. I would now like to hand the reins over to the true protagonists of the event, our professors and heads of department, who have so kindly dedicated their time and expertise to speak passionately about our degrees offered 100% in English. In the following order, we will hear from the head of our bachelor's degree in dentistry, Dr. Yolanda Frede, the head of our bachelor's degree in psychology, Dr. Judith Tirado, the head of our bachelor's degree in physical therapy, Dr. Jaime Almazan, as well as the head of our global bachelor's degree in sports management and the head of our bachelor's degree in physical activity and sports sciences, Dr. Jose Bonal, who will be joining us from connecting live from his home. Before welcoming Dr. Frede to join me on the stage, please enjoy this short video that paints a picture of our Faculty of Biomedical and Health Sciences. Joining us live on campus this evening is Dr. Yolanda Frede, the head of our bachelor's degree in dentistry. Dr. Frede, would you please join me on the stage?
Good afternoon and good morning. My name is Yolanda Freire. I'm one of the dentistry degree coordinators, and for me it's an honor to be here today on behalf of the dentistry degree. At this open house, we would like to share with you a little bit of how it works, the dentistry degree at Universidad Europea of Madrid. The degree is divided into 5 years and has 300 ECTEs. In the first year, students begin their studies with biological science subjects such as anatomy or biochemistry, but they also have in the first year subjects related to dentistry, such as introduction to clinical practice. In the second year, biological science subjects are complemented with medical pathology subjects such as semiology, but there are also more subjects related to dentistry, such as diagnostics in dentistry. From the third year, the subjects are mainly related to dentistry, such as prosthodontics, dental therapeutics, or surgery. During these 3 years, students combine theory with preclinical practices. From the fourth year, students combine theory, the preclinical practices, and clinical practices, carrying out this year, the fourth year, 300 clinical hours with real patients. In the last year, students continue with their theoretical subjects, complete 600 clinical hours with real patients, and develop their graduation project. As I said, from the fourth year, students go to the clinic and carry out 300 clinical hours in the fourth year and 600 clinical hours in the fifth year with real patients. The Universidad Europea has 2 clinics in Madrid. They are equipped with the latest technologies and with pioneering clinical evaluation methodologies that allow a greater objectivity. In addition, the professors that are in the clinic are prestigious professionals who combine their teaching activity with their clinical activity. This is enriching for the quality of teaching. To carry out the practices on patients, it is important for international students to speak Spanish correctly, being necessary to have a B2.2 level of Spanish to access to the clinical practices. Within the academic model previously explained, learning in a safe environment is crucial. For this reason, almost 10 years ago, the Advanced Simulation Project began in this university. Therefore, to reduce the gap in the learning process between the preclinical and the clinical practices, it was decided to implement the integration of traditional simulation, haptic simulation, and the simulated hospital throughout the students' curriculum. Therefore, in our degree, simulation is very important because we want our students to feel safe when they arrive at the dental clinic to work with patients. That is why students start with the simulation environment from the first year. The 3 simulation environments we work with are the traditional simulation room, the smart lab with haptic simulators, and the simulated hospital. In the traditional dental simulation laboratory, we work with phantoms in which artificial teeth are integrated. In addition, this laboratory presents the characteristics of dental equipment with couplings for the rotating instruments, aspiration systems, water and air syringes to acquire the manual skills and the ergonomic postures necessary for the future practice. Students start working in the traditional dental simulation laboratory from the first year, for example, in the subject called Introduction to the Clinical Practice. Then, the second simulation environment we have is the Smart Lab with haptic simulators. With these simulators, we work in a virtual reality environment that allows students to have sensations as close as possible to reality, such as feeling the different hardness provided by each of the tissues that constitute the teeth, or hearing the characteristic sounds that would be produced during a real clinical practice. Therefore, all this allows students' learning and experience to be much more real. Students start working in the Smart Lab from the first year, also in the subject of Introduction to the Clinical Practice. Finally, the third simulation environment we have is the simulated hospital with real equipment and 4 advanced simulation rooms. The aim of this simulation environment is to strengthen the development of good clinical practices with special emphasis on patient safety. In the simulated hospital, dentistry students develop different skills. For example, communication skills such as how to communicate with pediatric patients that come to the dental office, as well as with their parents, or the approach to different emergency situations that may arise in the dental office, and how to act in those situations, always from a safe environment. Students start working in the simulated hospital from the first year, for example, in the subject of psychology, and continue through all the courses of the degree until the last year. This is a brief summary of the degree in dentistry, and we are pleased to welcome you to come and visit our facilities. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. Thank you again to Dr. Frede. It's always wonderful to hear from you firsthand. I would now like to introduce the second professor to speak this evening, Dr. Judith Tirado, the head of our bachelor's degree in psychology.
Thank you so much, Ellen. Good evening and good morning. My name is Judith Tirado. I have a PhD in clinical psychology. I'm currently acting as co-coordinator of psychology department, and I also teach some subjects within the Bachelor in psychology. Very briefly, I want to remind you that the psychology degree belongs to the Biomedical and Health Science School within the area of health psychology. The only modality offered is on-site, campus-based. The degree lasts 4 years, corresponding to 240 ECTS, the European Credits Transfer System. The Bachelor is delivered 100% in English, as Alan says, in English or Spanish, although it's progressive in Spanish or English, depending the language you choose. The campus is located in Villaviciosa de Odón, here in Madrid. Basically, the psychology degree at Universidad Europea in Madrid is aimed at providing students with the knowledge, training, communication, and social skills to work as a psychology in a number of settings, including in education, healthcare, law, and forensics, and also sports. I'm going to talk a little bit about the internships. The degree in psychology is a 4-year program with a total of 240 ECTS, has an eminently practical approach, and you will complete more than 600 hours of internships and work placements through the course of the program. We assure that internships are a key component of your training, and we also think that acquiring experience after what you have learned in your degree is the best way to enter the employment market. There are 2 types of internship we offer during the program: the curricular, which are included in your study plan, and the extracurricular internship, which you can do on a voluntary basis. In order to complete the curricular internships in companies, you will need to have 50% of the credits approved and register before starting your internship. These internships are monitored by the company and the internship coordinator, and an interim and final reports are prepared for evaluation. If you want to take your work experience to the next level before finishing your university education, you can pursue an extracurriculum internship as well. You can do them in an academic year, but keep in mind that internships are a formative complement to your studies. Therefore, the more knowledge you have acquired through your studies, the more you will benefit from the internship experience. You can also be involved in international research. The university has Erasmus conventions with other prestigious universities, such as Coventry University, Manchester Metropolitan University, Università degli Studi Trento in Italy, and the University of Hertford in Hertfordshire in United Kingdom. We also have an international excellence award short program at University College London that you can apply as well. And there are several research groups in the psychology department that used to be actively seeking funding for research projects and conducting research in order to advance in the knowledge in the different areas of psychology, such as basic psychology, health psychology, and interventional psychology, developing treatment responses for our patients. Universidad Europea leads and encourages the participation of professors and students in research projects, which is really great. We also have the academic model includes the simulated hospital. Studying psychology at the Universidad Europea allows you to complete your training in our simulated hospital. The experiential learning is the foundation of Universidad Europea's academic model and is based on one of its main pillars, the simulated environment. The simulated hospital's facility will allow you health professionals to undergo clinical training using simulation methodology led by accredited instructors. The simulated hospital also allows students to virtually experience the real-life environment in a safe and controlled way. In particular, the space contains all the necessary elements to recreate the realistic atmosphere of a health center, mental health center, with the most advanced infrastructures, technology, and an audiovisual format. It is a center for clinical training, particularly research and innovation in teaching. Also, one of the main characteristics of the Universidad Europea, there is also a program on interprofessional education that develops the following competences: role, communication, and authority with students from several degrees outside the Bachelor in Psychology. So you can engage in academic projects with students with expertise in other disciplines and areas. Also, the academic model includes the objective structured clinical examination, which is a versatile multipurpose evaluative tool that can be used to assess healthcare professionals in a clinical setting. It assesses the competency based on objective testing through direct observation, and it is precise, it is objective and reproducible, allowing uniform testing of students for a wide range of clinical skills. Unlike the traditional clinical exam, the OC could evaluate areas most critical to performance of healthcare professionals, such as, for instance, communication skills and the ability to handle unpredictable patient behavior. The facilities. Studying psychology at the Universidad Europea, you will have access to the following facilities: laboratories and simulation rooms. We have the structure and function laboratory, which is used by all degree, where anatomy, histology, or physiology is an integral part of the program, including also the Bachelor in Psychology. We will also have access to the virtual and augmented reality. The extended reality laboratory is aimed at the creation, evaluation, and research of training resources in virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. We also have the Psychological Assistance Center. It's the Center for Psychosocial Assistance that offers undergraduate and postgraduate psychology students develop and extend their skills and competences as a psychologist. They will do so by participating in psychological interventions with patients that are guided and directed by a qualified psychologist, mediations, training actions, psychopedagogical guidance, and research projects led by professors and research staff. The services offered fall into three areas: clinical and health area, socio-educational mediation area, and psychopedagogical and training area. So the Psychosocial Assistance Center is a space where psychology students can complete some of their practical training. Prestigious teaching team will be teaching you the subjects and the program. The teachers are high-level professionals, experts in the field of psychology. The faculty in this degree has 50% of doctors with combining experience in research, teaching, and clinical practice. Can you please the slide? Well, you can find here the list of subjects taught at each year. Mostly of the subjects has 6 credits and offered in English, but there are some subjects offered in Spanish, such as modern language and Practicum 1 and Practicum 2. You will see that during the first year, the most basic subjects are taught. During the second year, we move to more specific or more specialized subjects are introduced. In the 3 and 4 years, we course the subjects related to specific mentions of this program, health and clinical interventions, and all of the subjects are compulsory. As the experiential learning is the foundation of Universidad Europea, the first year of the program, you will course the subject rotating internship, where you will basically have visits from professionals, experts from different areas that are invited to talk about their professional experience. In the second year, you will course clinical internship, which could be internship in the simulated hospital. And finally, in the 3 and 4 years, Practicum 1 and Practicum 2, you will course these two that are the external internships in renowned centers. I want to highlight here that you must pass obtaining 5 or 10 in the final evaluation of modern language subject in order to enroll in Practicum 1 and Practicum 2 subjects. So the centers, clinic, and associations involved are basically from Madrid, where the main language of part of the institution is the Spanish. That's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tirado. And again, students, if you have any questions regarding our bachelor's degree in dentistry or psychology, please hold those for the Q&A session.
Sure, thank you.
Before giving the spotlight to Drs. Almazan and Bonal, I invite you to enjoy this short video about our Faculty of Sports Sciences. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Jaime Almazan, the head of our bachelor's degree in physical therapy, to join me on the stage. Dr. Almazan?
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's okay. Okay, well, good afternoon or good morning, everybody. My name is Jaime Almazan Polo, and I'm a PhD professor of the physical therapy degree at University Europea of Madrid. And I'm also a former university student who has known the different environments and processes of the university. Likewise, I have combined teaching and research activity with clinical practice, like most of the professors in our department, working as a physiotherapist in different rehabilitation centers or professional sports teams. For example, Montaquit Fuenlabrada from ACB, which is a professional basketball league in Spain. Physical therapy at the Universidad Europea de Madrid is one of the most attractive programs of our country. We are the only one university in Spain which has received accreditation from the World Confederation for Physical Therapy. And we also achieved the recognition to be one of the best universities in Spain to study physiotherapy in our country. And also, it's a proud for us to being part of as one university of the 150 best universities in the world for studying physical activity and sports sciences, as well as physiotherapy, according to the Shanghai ranking of 2021. Moreover, it has been considered the second best physiotherapy degree of all Spanish universities and the top one private university for study physical therapy here in our country. In relation to our degrees program, I will say that it's divided in 4 years of 240 ACTS European credits. And our demanding and flexible academic model is based on learning by doing from the first until the last year of career. In the first year, basic sciences such as anatomy, physiology or biology are introduced, as well as general subjects related with manual therapy, physical therapies, with the aim of building the foundations of knowledge for years to come. In the second year, clinical reasoning takes center stage, integrated in general way in each subject of this year, as well as subjects related with medical processes, such as medical pathology or other different subjects related with manual therapy. In the third year, contact with clinical specialties will begin, such as traumatology, respiratory physiotherapy, or neurological physiotherapy, throughout constant theoretical, practical methodologies and clinical practices with greater presence in number of hours. Finally, the last year will be developed with a broad development of the skills acquired in clinical practices, as well as specialties in the area of women or, for example, cancer, with subjects related in this area. For example, one of these will be manual lymphatic drainage. Finally, the final degree project will culminate the development of the research skills work by the students during the 4-year career. From our faculty, we make a clear commitment to real practice and in simulated environments throughout our simulated hospitals and activities, equipped with extensive technology, with the aim of helping our students develop transversal, technical, and reasoning skills that improve their successful access to the world of work. In addition, throughout the stay in the degree, students carry out more than 700 hours of internship through theoretical and practical classes in physical therapy laboratories and simulated activities, as well as more than 1,200 hours of internships in different hospitals and healthcare reference centers from Comunidad de Madrid. Also, I would like to highlight the strong commitment of our faculty to the research development and growth of our students through the research development skills plan that students carry out from the first year, with activities aimed at improving research skills, subjects of research for example, research methodology, or the final degree project, as well as the possibility of participating in different projects, research projects with the physiotherapy research groups in our physical therapy labs and other different labs from our faculty. Finally, the degree in physical therapy is taught in other languages such as French or Spanish, which is our mother tongue here in our country, and we have a wide range of international students, which makes an excellent and a very transcultural experience for all of them, and I think it's a very good opportunity to share different experiences with people all over the world. Thank you very much for your attention, and I remain available to answer any question in the posterior part. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Almazan. So next we will hear from Dr. Jose Bonal, the head of our Global Bachelor's Degree in Sports Management, as well as the head of our Bachelor's Degree in Physical Activity and Sports Science. Dr. Bonal is not joining us here live on campus. He is joining us from the comfort of his home. Dr. Bonal, how are you this evening? Can you hear us?
Yes, it's all good. Thank you very much. It's all good. Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
Really good.
Thank you. Please take it away.
All right. So, guys, about the global guys, about the global in the first place. We are a very young but innovative bachelor degree based on the Spanish version that started already in 2011. The students will have the degree go throughout courses such as sport marketing, sport events, sport facilities, sport finances, or sport strategy, which are great for the professional development, and something that is great for their development.
So it does
as
appear
well.
that we are having a few slight
Excellent.
technical issues. We appreciate your patience as we resolve these as quickly as possible so that we can hear Dr. Jose Bonal speak to us about our 2 degrees from our Faculty of Sports Science. Thank you so much for your patience.
Are you guys listening back again? Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you guys on? Hello? Hello, hello? Can you hear me?
So while we do sort these IT issues out very quickly, I'm sure that Dr. Bonal will explain all the ins and outs of these 2 degrees. I would just like to mention that we do boast 35,000 square meters of sports installation here at our campus in Villaviciosa de
Can you hear
Odon.
me?
And we do invite you all to
Working?
come to our campus soon to take a look and experience those firsthand.
Hello? Can you guys hear me? I'm back. Okay. So everyone at home, I think, is listening to me, but no Alan. Okay, that's no problem. So as I was saying,
Dr. Bonal, can you hear us?
Hello?
Yes, so it appears that it's just the connection is cutting in and out a little bit. I know that our technicians and production team are trying to resolve the problem as quickly as possible so that we can continue underway with our open house event about our degrees in biomedical and health sciences as well as in sports sciences. Of course, students, again, if you have any questions about these degrees, we will have ample time for Q&A following this event. After the professors speak, I will, of course, explain the admissions process, our scholarship program, etc.
Yeah, so Alan, I think that you cannot hear me, but the people can hear me back home.
Yes, I believe that we can hear you perfectly now.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So I think that all this process, people able to listen to me back home. You guys weren't able to listen to the university. So if another cut happens, or I'll just keep going, since our students can hear me out. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Bonal.
Okay, so as I was saying, faculty is one of our strengths in the global Bachelor in Sports Management, since a lot of the professors, including myself, we have a great experience within other kind of companies and the industry specialists, such as La Liga, UEFA, Atletico de Madrid. So basically, a lot of the teachers are not just great academics, but they are also great professionals who bring the insight of the real industry and the real professional world first-handed to the students. Another great point from the global bachelor degree will be the international experiences that every year we do with our students. Basically, on the first year, we visit entities and companies that explain to us how they work in Madrid. Within the second year, we go for a period of 3 or 4 days to Barcelona. In the third year, we actually make that corporate experience trip to New York. And the last year is a very special for our students because they will get to expand a full academic year at the USA in a partner university. At this time, our partner university is New Haven University, and it is a great place to keep developing and keep understanding the industry, not just from a European point of view, which they will do in the first 3 years, but also from an American point of view. That's why the name is called Global Bachelor Degree. We wanted to bring this global vision, being and considering sport a global phenomenon. So I think that on top of the regular subjects, to be able to enjoy firsthand of these experiences is something that makes this bachelor degree something particularly special. Also, last but not least, it's important to understand the multiculturality of our group. So far, we have students from over 14 countries and makes the group incredibly multicultural. So develop networking opportunities and understanding how the sports work, in other countries is another asset from the global bachelor's degree. If we move forward to the subjects, you will see that there is a large variety of all the kind of subjects that you might be able to see and study along this 4 year program, and that in most of cases you will combine either practical with theoretical subjects, having a final outcome of great professionals. If we can go to the next slide, please.
David, next slide.
In second place, I would like to talk today a little bit about the bachelor's degree in sports sciences. Universidad Europea is one of the best sports sciences recognized throughout their Shanghai ranking and El Mundo ranking, and considered by those two entities as the top private university where to study sports sciences. Again, we have a great experience within our Spanish bachelor degree, so it was easy to convert it just in English. We enjoy from great facilities, as you did see on the video, such as Olympic half Olympic swimming pool, beach volleyball court, indoor basketball, outside track, football court, tennis court, and at the end, great facilities are really a great tool for the development of the sports science bachelor degree. So it's definitely something to take into account, and that if you get a chance to visit, I will 100% and strongly recommend. Also, academic, in terms of academia, the sports science faculty is one of the most recognized within Europe, having different research groups that covers a broad variety of topics such as health, performance, strength and conditioning. Is definitely one of the great assets to study that bachelor degree. And in the last and definite fourth year, you will be able to study and specialize into either sport management, performance, or health. So definitely to be able to have collective knowledge in the first 3 years and then specialize one more in the fourth year is something to take into account. A group of subjects that you will be able to study cover different aspects of collective sports, such as football, basketball, handball, or volleyball, individual sports, such as judo, track and field, or tennis, and then other subjects that will enrich your knowledge, such as sociology, history of sport, and others like that. In general, our students are able to do exchanges as well and enjoy, as in the case of sport management, a great multiculturality within the class, having students from all over the world. That was all. I hope you liked it, and I'm looking forward to answer your questions in the Q&A part. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bonal. And thank you again to all of our professors who have spoken with us this evening. You really are what make our university distinguish itself, and we really appreciate your time. Students and families, I would like to briefly mention 2 additional degrees that we are proudly offering in English as of this year within the Faculty of Biomedical and Health Sciences. Those are biomedicine and biotechnology. For those interested in our bachelor's degree in biomedicine, your curriculum will entail a heavy research-based training. You will focus on the biological aspects of medical science to surpass the frontiers of today's medicine, enabling you to help improve the care provided by tomorrow's healthcare professionals. Now, for those of you interested in our bachelor's degree in biotechnology, you will learn about the latest advances in bioscience and biomedicine to acquire the skills to develop innovative processes in the design of new drugs, the improvement of food products, and the bioremediation of contaminated environments. Students, again, if you have any questions regarding these bachelor's degrees, please hold those for the Q&A session. But prior to that, I would like to touch upon the admissions process. First, I would like to mention that the application window for this upcoming 2023-2024 academic year is currently open, and we do encourage you all to participate. The first step that you will need to do is to establish contact with one of our dedicated enrollment advisors, who will be your main point of contact throughout the admissions process up until you register for classes. Now, we will assign you an advisor that is a true expert in the degree of your choice, answering any questions you may have, and providing you and your family a campus tour of our state-of-the-art installations. Your advisor will give you access to your pre-student portal and send you your online admissions tests, your online admissions exams, which you will take from the comfort of your home, which consist of, irrelevant of your degree, a professional skills and abilities test, which will evaluate, for example, how you work in group settings, how you make decisions, what your level of empathy and self-motivation are like, etc. Secondly, all students will complete a written interview comprised of 5 questions in which you will need to respond as honestly and detailed as possible. Lastly, all students, regardless of any previous official language certificates they may have, will need to take a Spanish level exam and an English level exam. These are 50 minutes in duration and contain a grammar, listening, and reading section. Kindly note that if your maternal language is either Spanish or English, you will not need to take that specific test. Upon completing your online admissions tests, our selection committee will evaluate your results and within about 48 hours, relay your admission status to your advisor, who will be in touch with you as soon as possible. If admitted and the Universidad Europea is the right fit for you, your next step will be to reserve your place within your pre-student portal. This will guarantee your spot within the bachelor's degree, allow you to proceed forward with the registration process, permit you to apply for scholarships, and of course, provide you that peace of mind knowing you are officially off to university, officially off to college in the fall of 2023. There are a limited number of spaces per degree, so again, it is my sincere recommendation to avoid waiting to the last minute and to make contact with one of our advisors as soon as possible. Please note that our bachelor's degree in dentistry does have a unique selection process, which one of our enrollment advisors would be happy to explain in our Q&A session to follow. As I mentioned in the beginning, the Universidad Europea de Madrid does offer a competitive scholarship program that provides financial aid to our students of high academic and athletic performance. Kindly note that within our webpage, you will find numerous scholarships. However, I would like to highlight the 2 that are applicable to our international students. The first is what we call in Spanish, La Beca de Excelencia, or the Scholarship of Excellence, which is awarded to those students of high academic standing whose annual household income does not exceed 100,000 euros a year. This scholarship would cover 3,000 euros of your tuition annually, and do note that you can apply for this scholarship between March 16th and July 16th of 2023, only if your reservation fee has been paid. You will submit your final grades through our scholarship online portal, and do note that any applications submitted after July 16th, 2023 will not be considered. Now, the second scholarship is the Plan Compite, or Plan Compete. This scholarship is granted to those incoming scholar athletes of particularly high athletic performance. These candidates must accredit their athletic standing within the last year through the Ministry or Federation of Sports within your home country. This scholarship will cover 30% of your tuition, excluding the reservation fee and file opening fee, and students can apply for this scholarship starting on April 1st of 2023. You may be wondering, can I apply for both? Yes, you can absolutely apply for both scholarships, and if granted both, the student will receive the one that is most financially beneficial. Lastly, although this is not technically a scholarship, I would like to point out that for all incoming students for our 2023-2024 academic year, we do have an early enrollment discount of 50% in the reservation fee this month. This discount applies to all of the aforementioned degrees, with the exception of dentistry. Prior to moving on to our Q&A session, I would like to briefly touch upon the experience of living in Madrid, particularly for those students that will be relocating from another country. As a U.S. citizen, originally from Memphis, Tennessee, in the southeast of the United States, I have had the fortune of calling Madrid home for approximately 7 years. Madrid is Spain's main cultural and business hub. It is abundant in world-class museums like the Prado de Reina Sofia or the Thyssen, sports venues, awe-inspiring architecture and monuments, parks and green spaces, and houses the headquarters of countless multinational companies, institutions, and hospitals. Madrid is an extremely welcoming city and boasts a street life, vibrancy, hospitality, and overall quality of life comparable to none, in my humble opinion. Located in the geographic center of the nation, Madrid is well connected by air and rail to all corners of Spain and other major European cities. Thanks to our high-speed train system, we are just about 2.5 hours from Barcelona, Valencia, Sevilla, and Malaga down in the south, and just about a 6 hours drive from Portugal's 2 major cities, the capital of Lisbon and Porto in the north. Not to mention, the day trip excursions from Madrid are endless. For those nature enthusiasts, Madrid is just a 45-minute drive from the Sierra de Guadarrama, a mountain range that bisects the Iberian Peninsula, And for those history buffs like myself, we are an hour's drive away from the medieval towns of Toledo, Segovia, and Avila. Madrid has a mild, dry, and pleasant climate year-round, although it's quite chilly from December to February, and hot, and I mean hot, in the months of July and August. As far as living situations are concerned, we do offer 2 on-campus student dormitories that are managed by a company called Xior, that's Xior. Additionally, there are ample student residences within the town of Villaviciosa de Odón, just a few minutes from campus by bus. However, for those of you wishing to live in the middle of the hustle and bustle in the heart of downtown Madrid, the campus is fortunately well connected by public transport. For example, the commute from Madrid's Príncipe Pío station to our campus takes approximately 30 minutes. And aside from public transport, our university provides our own transportation with buses departing from Moncloa, which is in the area of Ciudad Universitaria, 6 times a day. Regarding health insurance, there are various options at your disposal. However, according to their prices, coverage, and overall quality of doctors and healthcare staff, we recommend Nueva Mutua Sanitaria, whose contact information you will find on the screen. Lastly, regarding your student visa, we will provide you the documentation needed to file for your visa through the Spanish embassy or consulate in your home country, once you have confirmed your place and paid your reservation fee for the upcoming academic year. We hope you enjoy this short video that sheds light upon our university's clubs and extracurricular activities prior to opening the floor for questions and answers.
La vida universitaria te está esperando. Sabes que cuentas con más de 25 clubes donde puedes desarrollar todas tus habilidades y además conocer personas con tu misma afición.
¿Te gusta diseñar y construir objetos? Te invito a que te unas a los clubes de Fórmula, Robótica, Informática, Ciencias, Física, Game Studio o Air Division. Además, estos equipos participan en competiciones a nivel nacional e internacional, representando a nuestra universidad.
Tal vez te interesen actividades más culturales, así que puedes apuntarte al club de cine, al de teatro o al de fotografía.
Seguro que tienes el talento necesario.
También tenemos clubes para quienes quieran divertirse con juegos o deporte, como el club de eSport, el entrenamiento, club de rol o ajedrez. Jaque mate.
¿Eres trotamundos? Entonces tus clubes son o Relaciones Internacionales o Modelos de Naciones Unidas, que van a encuentros internacionales y nacionales. De hecho, este año fueron a París y a Dubái para representarnos.
En cambio, si lo tuyo es medicina, odontología, fisioterapia, psicología, biotecnología o ingeniería biomédica, contamos con agrupaciones para titulaciones específicas.
Estás a la última en todo, entonces no puedes perderte clubes como Pride
o podcast.
Y si aún así no encuentras un club que te interese, puedes crear uno nuevo.
And here you can see I am joined by our wonderful professors here on campus. Everybody fits here on the screen. As we do wait for questions to roll in, I would like to put the spotlight back on our professors and heads of department. And I would like to hear from each of you. If you could just provide one outstanding reason. The students, of course, are going to be researching several dozens of universities, perhaps looking at different countries as well. So if you could please we'll start with you, Dr. Tirado, provide a reason as to why the students would choose to study at the Universidad Europea. What really is an outstanding reason that makes us stand out from the rest?
Sure, Alan. I think that the most important things had been highlighted during the presentation, but something that I really appreciate from working in this university here and being part of a coordinator of the Bachelor of Psychology, I think it's really great clinical training that this university offers to you. This is something that I really miss when I was studying my Bachelor in Psychology many years ago. But it's it's going to help you to lose the fear to put yourself in front of a patient, and learn and practice all those therapeutic skills and strategies that you need to handle properly with clinical patients, the kind of patients we have to manage in the psychology, bachelor degree. A part of this professional and academical development, for sure, if you finally choose to study abroad, being away from your family and friends, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a valuable and amazing and a great opportunity, not only for the academic and professional development, also for the social and personal development. And as Alan said, Madrid is a great city, and it's a really nice choice. I'm not from Madrid. I'm also from another city in Spain, in Barcelona, and I can also say that Madrid is my home. So hopefully we can welcome all of you in the next video. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Tirado. We do have a wonderful psychology program, and of course, like all these degrees, it's offered 100% in Spanish and in English, which makes it a really multicultural and diverse environment. We have a lot of Nordic students, students that come from North America, South America, Asian countries, African countries. So it really kind of makes you feel like you're walking around the United Nations a bit. And not to mention our simulated hospital, in my opinion, comes second to none. So thank you so much, Dr. Tirado. Dr. Frede, what would be one outstanding reason as to why the students would choose to study at the Universidad Europea de Madrid, to study dentistry, or just to study here in general?
Well, I really agree with my colleague. I'm in line totally with her, because I want to highlight in particular regarding dentistry that our academic model that is based on the experience, or in a learning experience, I think is really important for students. So, for example, what I mentioned before regarding the simulation part of our program, I think it's really interesting, for example, that the first time a dentist could approach some situations such as a heart attack or a syncope could be from a safe environment, So we have practices in the simulated hospital with that kind of situations, So that learning through the experience, I think, is really, really important. Moreover, the 900 hours that our students have with real patients in one of our 2 clinics that we have in Madrid. And moreover, that these also apply to all the degrees, our facilities that before were mentioned, but I think they're incredible. The simulated hospital is amazing. I encourage everyone to come here and see everything, because they're really important for the learning process.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Frede. We cannot stress it enough. We do have an academic model that is based on learning by doing. I would say anywhere between 60 to 70, and in some cases 80% of all the hours that the students are going to dedicate to studying their specific degree, those hours will take place outside of the traditional classroom. Of course, theory is absolutely important. Students have to put in the effort to sit down and memorize, of course, but we really want to see you to moving, interacting with students, not only within your degree, but also with students from other degrees as well. That interprofessional academic emphasis is also really important at our university. Thank you so much, Dr. Frede. Dr. Almazan, what would be one outstanding reason as to why students would wish to study at the Universidad Europea de Madrid?
Well, I agree with all the comments that my colleagues did before. So I will tell you that as a former student from here from the Universidad Europea, I think the experience is amazing. The campus is great. It's exceptional. We also have, in physical therapy, many students from different countries, so we can see how happy they are during their years here. So I think this is a very good option to study here, not just for the for the academic model, also for the general experience that they could have here in our university. In physical therapy, I would like to highlight the accreditation that we have for the World Confederation for Physical Therapy. I think we are one of the best degrees from Spain, and we are very recognized all over Europe. So this is a very good reason for study here our degree. Well, also I think we are very committed with the things that what you said, that we are very based on theoretical but also in practical classes. So we also have simulated hospital, integrated classes, different methodologies. So I think all these things will be attractive for our students. So I will just say that it's a very good option for the students that are interested in study here in the Universidad Europea.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Almazan. And of course, we have no better person to hear from than a former student himself. So it looks like you can't get enough of the Universidad Europea, having embarked on your undergraduate degree studies here, and here you are. We're fortunate to have you on our faculty and staff. So thank you so much. So it does look like we have a couple of questions that have come in through the live chat. The first question came from Caitlin Sandoval. Her question is, when do the tests come out? So as I mentioned, Caitlin, the application window for this upcoming 2023-2024 academic year is currently open. So at this point, you can make contact with your designated enrollment advisor. This person will give you access to your pre-student portal, will request a bit of documentation from your end, and upon receiving that documentation, that person will send you your online admissions tests, which again consist of the Spanish test, English test, skills and abilities test, as well as a written interview. It shouldn't take you more than about 3 hours to complete. They're done online from the comfort of your home. So yes, you can absolutely go ahead and start those now. But please note that our dentistry program is a special process that does have a different procedure that one of our advisors would be happy to clarify. So we do have another question that has come in as well, and this is from Andrea Santos. Are there any admission fees? If yes, how much? And again, these questions will also be answered in our live chat. For our dentistry program, there is an admission fee to taking the test. But again, one of our enrollment advisors will explain all of that in our live chat. And of course, tomorrow we will get in contact with each of you to assign you your very own enrollment advisor and send you the electronic brochure with the curriculum, the internship opportunities, as well as the tuition fees. So, yes, and it looks like we have, yes, exactly. So we're going to wait just a few more minutes until questions come in. But again, to answer your question, there are no admission fees for our degrees, with the exception of medicine, which is only offered in Spanish, as well as dentistry. There is an admission fee for those two degrees. Dr. Jose Bonal, can you hear us? Can you connect in live with us?
Yeah, all good.
Excellent, perfect. I don't want to leave you out, so if you could please give us one reason why the students would choose to study at the Universidad Europea de Madrid. What would be one outstanding reason for you?
Well, as also former student, by the way, it is great to me two things. One is the global view, to be able to have experience in Europe, but also experiences in the United States, will bring together both and make a great puzzle of the development of a sport manager in any country. Having those two views will be a total game changer. And then the second one I haven't mentioned before is the new methodology we started implemented last year, which is a challenge-based learning, CBL. Challenge-based learning is great not just because we work on case studies, but because those case studies are led by real companies. So you get in touch and have networking opportunities at the same time you are completing your case studies. So I think those two reasons will be definitely a great strong point to consider while thinking about where it's going to be your next step, academic step moving forward.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Bonal. Again, we have the honor and the privilege to have one of our professors that is a former student of the Universidad Europea. So that's always a treat. Yes, of course, we do have agreements with over 100 universities around the world so that you not only can network within Spain, but also on an international level as well. I studied abroad. I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't have done a study abroad program in Spain, so I would encourage that you take advantage of those agreements that we have with other universities to go abroad. Okay, let's see here. We have another question that has rolled in from Simona Pacera. Thank you, Simona, for your question. Her question is, are the exams valid all over Europe? Are the exams valid all over Europe? And again, we do have advisors that are academic and enrollment advisors that are going to answer in our live chat, but the answer is yes. The exams are valid all throughout Europe. Exactly. Before we move on, I do want to leave the window open for questions to roll in through the live chat. I just briefly wanted to mention, I know that I went on about Madrid, but of course our university, our main campus in Villaviciosa de Odón is not located within the center in the heart of the city. We are just a bit removed from the city center within the town of Villaviciosa de Odón. Villaviciosa de Odón is a town of approximately 30,000 inhabitants. We're about 15 kilometers to the southwest of Madrid, Spain city center. If you were to leave Madrid and head in the direction towards Portugal, towards southern Portugal, towards the region of Extremadura, we are just right off the highway. It's extremely student friendly. I would consider it a university town. There's approximately 8 or 9 or 10 student residences in the town. It's very safe and it's very well connected by public transport. I would say it takes just about 30 minutes or 25 minutes even. If you take the bus 518, that will take you directly to Príncipe Pío station, which is just about 5 or 10 minutes walking from the Gran Vía, from the Plaza de España. So again, you are a little bit removed from the hustle and bustle of Madrid, but that allows us to have 25 hectares of campus, which allows us to have the state-of-the-art installations that we are so fortunate to have. So let's see here if we have any other questions coming in through the live chat. Okay. Going once, going twice. Perfect. Well, again, students, if any last-minute questions do come up, again, you will have your very own designated enrollment advisor. We will remain at your disposal to answer any questions you may have. And thank you, students, for all of your questions, and thank you to our professors and colleagues for your detailed answers. Students attending this evening, choosing a degree and a university is without doubt one of the most difficult decisions a young person has to make. Therefore, it is my sincere wish and recommendation for you to research in detail a wide range of universities, to take a look at their 4-year curriculum, evaluate the professors and on-campus installations, take into account the internship offerings, and explore the various extracurricular activities at hand. Because those of us that are a bit older than you can agree that your university years from 18 to 22 or 23, 24 years old is perhaps one of the most exciting chapters in a person's life. So, if you do envision yourself studying through project-based learning, gaining experience in a professional setting, participating in clubs and sports teams, we have over 25, and cultivating lifelong friendships with classmates from all around the world, perhaps the Universidad Europea de Madrid is the right fit for you. On behalf of the university, thank you so much for connecting with us this evening. I again want to thank all of our devoted professors, Drs. Freire, Tirado, Almazan, and Bonal, for sharing their time and expertise with us this evening. Thank you to my team within the admissions department, David, Estefi, Pablo, Sara, and Yaiza, as well as to the technicians and production team for making this event a reality. And of course, a very special thank you to all interested students and families for your participation in this open house event regarding our degrees offered 100% in English within the faculties of Biomedical and Health Sciences and Sports Sciences. Classes will start in September of 2023, and we hope to see you all around campus. Have a wonderful rest of your week, good evening, and buenas noches.
Muy bien.
Qué bien, macho.
Muy bien.
5 minutos menos de vida que nos hemos quitado con esta
No,
jornada.
la capacidad de...
Bueno.
No sé cómo se ha quedado.